No,
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I think you're spot on. I think the Astros have a couple different problems, not just an identity standpoint, but a leadership standpoint. Then you look at just like all the way through, it's like, okay, what are our tenets as a organization? Like you look at continually successful organizations and they kind of have a theme that the whole organization runs through.
Right.
Where it's like Tampa Bay Rays, they're going to develop their players and they're going to attempt to win at every single level. That's what they do. That's why all of their affiliates at the end of the year are always either in the playoffs or close to them. And most of the time, they're winning one of those championships.
Mm-hmm.
What is the Astros' identity as a team? Is it we keep the window open?
Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where are we at with that? The Yankees, you don't even have to say anything. It's the Yankee way. Like that just means something,
Yeah.
right? Like as much as we dislike it, there is just the Yankee way where you understand from that they're expecting excellence. They're expecting a championship every single year. What's Astros?
David and Goliath. Because we've gotten, if you sit there and look at other fan bases in big games that we continue to win, the response is, how do they keep doing this? How do they keep getting away with it? I think it's clubhouse culture, which Espada farms, if you will. He maintains that culture. Jose Altuve maintains that culture. I think we were talking about this before we hit record, but what you're dealing with like a Framber Valdez is a crack in the foundation to that. It's breaking, and it's breaking. It's not just this is the beginning of the end, I think. So I think the culture is compromised now. Framber Valdez, we've talked about that. We should do it again too. But someone to essentially, you're supposed to be an ace and throw a tantrum on the mound. Not going to work, dude. In a contract year too. What an idiot. Complete moron.
You look at the championship years, there was always at least one leader on the pitching staff. Minimum. Yep. And I'm not saying, I shouldn't say pitching staff because that would include bullpen. Starting pitching.
Yeah.
Right.
There's always one leader. I think Hunter Brown probably feels like he can be that guy, but with Framber there in front of him, he can't be that guy. Because he can't be the one to hold the line with Framber. That's never going to work. Framber's been there longer. He's more accomplished.
Yep.
Is that something? So let's think about it this way too. Framber Valdez is a free agent after the season is over. The Astros putting the emphasis they do on draft picks, player development. Logic says they're going to give him a qualifying offer just because if he turns it down, okay, we get the compensatory pick out of it as well.
Yep.
But with the nonsense that he's showed this year too, I'm almost sitting here going, he's going to take the qualifying offer because every other club out there is going to see, I don't want that. How do I convince JT Real Muto to catch this guy?
Let him take the qualifying offer and then trade him.
To who? I mean,
no one wants that. Well, at this point, if he takes the qualifying offer because no other organization wants to give him the money that he deserves and he comes slinking back to Houston, take him and get what you can for him. Because it's not the intangibles. It's not his lack of ability on the mound. It's his attitude. And quite frankly, if it hasn't changed up to this point, it's not going to. And if you're Houston, I don't care if it's a cheeseburger, a bus ticket, and a grocery bag filled with pudding. Send them my way so I can get something in return for them. I don't care if it's your 20th round pick and your 32nd round pick. I don't care. Just like those, give me those two guys so we can fill the farm, try to get some kind of prospects and ship him on his merry way. Because if bringing in Correa back to the locker room, if Espada, Altuve, and Correa can't right that ship and can't get him locked back in, I don't know what's going to do it. Period.
Exactly.
The only one that could was Verlander. Bring Verlander back on a consultative basis and have Verlander babysit Framber again. I mean, that postseason in 2022 when Verlander was here, like Dowdy said, he was the leader of the rotation. Whether or not his performance was on point, which in that postseason was a little hit or miss, he was on Framber like a fly on poop. Like he was just all over him as a mentor.
So we sit here and go, okay, is it whose job is it to police him then from a coaching staff standpoint? Is it pitching coach? Is it
personally?
The quick answer shouldn't be anybody.
Wash your hands of Framber.
Done.
Let him go.
Bye.
Mets, Giants, somebody's going to take a flyer on him.
Yankees.
Somebody's going to think that they can, hey, we'll get him in the right situation. Hey, he just needed out of Houston. Somebody's going to be dumb enough. I promise. Because every year we're like, oh, who's going to take a flyer on him? And then all of a sudden.
Boy, I'd feel bad for Buster Posey to go 0 for 2. Dealing with the Devers deal to get him in. That not panning out as well. And then to strike out on Framber Valdez.
Let him sign Framber. They're turning into the San Francisco Giant egos. Like, just let him do it. Let him turn into the walking attitude problem. Go ahead. Buster Posey, you think would be a better, I mean, with the players that he played with in his career and the player he was in his career, you would think knows better, but maybe he thinks he can right the ship. Go ahead. I agree with both of you. I think two things can be right at the same time. I think Houston, from his time here and because of his talent and his accomplishments, is and should give him a qualifying offer, but not in any way, shape, or form a penny more than what that qualifying offer is. And only if he comes slumping back to Houston do we say, okay, and welcome him back. But even that is a short leash pending his attitude. But other than that, if he looks at the qualifying offer and flips us the bird, then okay, wash your hands. You gave him the obligatory qualifying offer. His ego wants to take him elsewhere. Go ahead. Swim out in open waters. Just go for it yourself.
Poetic justice, because if we threw out the Giants, if he were to go to the Giants, it's ultimately a good situation. Patrick Bailey's a great catcher to throw to, works well with the pitchers. I think it's a pretty overall well-run organization, but they've already expressed an interest in bringing Justin Verlander back for another year. How funny would it be? Okay, you can go to the Giants and
Daddy JV
fiddle, and Daddy JV is going to be there to police it, not deal with your nonsense, or you can tuck your tail and come back to Houston and suck it up.
And the bigger thing is, if he goes to a place like the Giants, they already have the ace at the front of the rotation.
Correct.
It doesn't matter who Framber Valdez is when he gets there. Logan Webb sets the tone.
Yep.
That's the guy you're following, where it's like, this is a guy that's a perennial Cy Young candidate.
And candidly, with the mentality that Framber brings to an outing day in and day out, him being the third guy in a rotation is honestly what's going to be best for him. Go out and throw with no expectation, because you're not the one or the two. You're not the guy that we're expecting one of every 5 games to carry us to a win.
Can't handle the pressure.
No, mental midget.
With that, I'd be interested to see if the Tigers are in on Framber this offseason.
I think AJ Hinch is smarter than that.
I wonder if Hinch thinks he can either even him out or he knows the trouble is.
I'll tell you what, I would pay money to be a fly on the wall in that locker room and watch Scooble light his ass up. Scooble is a loose cannon. He's a fireball. And if you come in and you disrespect the game, or you do anything anywhere close to intentionally crossing up your catcher, I mean, Scooble might. I mean, who was it? Who was the closer that choked Bryce Harper?
Papelbon.
He might Papelbon you in the walk in the dugout in front of everybody.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. It'd be an interesting, should we say, soap opera baseball for something like that to happen. It would be interesting.
And it's so sad to say, because he's had a storied career with the Astros and he's adorned with accomplishments. The lows have just been so low, and to end his tenure and end this year the way he has, and to put on the behavioral displays he has, not only is it a disgrace to the game, but it's a disgrace to the fans that have adored him and supported him for so long. It's I want to say heartbreaking, but you can't say something like that about a guy who intentionally did something of that nature.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Which even, I guess, to the casual baseball fan too. The piece of it from Cesar Salazar's front, the catcher in that scenario, you face a little bit of an injury risk when a pitcher knowingly crosses you up like that. Just how you field the ball different, how you catch it. You run the risk of just being embarrassed. Pass ball, runner advances, and it looks bad on you, and that's not what you called. And then we talked about there's stories. JUCO King talked about tearing a ligament in the thumb just for getting crossed up for things like that. So you're messing with a guy's livelihood for ego, which don't do that. That doesn't fly at this level, not on purpose, at least.
No.